offline training could be one of two ways. It could be the PowerPoints that we used to do that technically wasn't online because it was all had to be conducted in our shop and with some authority in there, so the timing all had to be the same, and if there's anybody missing, that had to happen again with the people that's missing. So it was much harder to coordinate. The other option for offline training is bring in a certified OSHA trainer, either monthly or do a 10 or 30-hour course, whatever they call those, to do this training. That also is a logistical problem because you got, again, if you're bringing somebody in, number one, they're usually pretty expensive. Number two, you've got to get everybody there at the same time. And if you got more than one employee, and usually more than yourself, that gets to be really tricky. The online training basically relieves all that. It's very inexpensive, can be done very inexpensively, and disseminated with a great deal of efficiency. It can be shorter because it's straight to the point. There's no waiting for questions from everybody else or anything like that, no reading or anything, because it can all be done in an active format where you're seeing it and hearing it being presented to you. You don't have to sit there, or your employee don't have to sit there and read and try to comprehend this material. And thirdly, from a documentation standpoint, it's automatic. OSHA or nobody else can ever doubt that that employee took that video and understood that material. And the question is why? Well, because that's immediately followed up by a test on that same information. And so that employee takes, the length of test varies, but it's on that particular piece of information they just heard. They either pass it or they don't. If they don't, they get to take it again, which is another, it ain't bad either. It don't take very long, and it reinforces what they just learned. So a second or third hit isn't going to hurt anything. They're not, nobody's treated like they're an idiot. If they, I think my average time is 2 or 3 times, and the tests are about as simple as you can get. So I hope it don't mean you're a total idiot. But what it does do is when OSHA shows up, and you say, this is our training program every month, and they see it, and they see the documentation, they know the scores. There's no doubt that employee that the tests are done in a random fashion, so the questions aren't answered the same way, so no, you can't have a key. So there's no doubt that that individual took the test and that he understood the material. So it's cheaper, it's faster, and from a logistics standpoint, from my standpoint, it's much easier. And the employees seem to like it better.